Hello, I'm Maria from the Richardson Simple Living. I am filming from my room today, but that's not because I'm quarantined in it today. Downstairs, where I normally film at the table in the dining room, Lisa and Sean are doing a big jigsaw and it covers the dining table. And Sean's also listening to some music and videos, so I can't go in there. Dean is sitting in the back room. The second room had gone in, so I thought, oh, I'll come back up to my room. It's quieter and I won't pick any of their noises up and things like that, you know. So yeah, I am able to move around the house. Quick update really. I've not tested for a couple of days, but on Tuesday when I had to do the day 6 test, it was still positive. It wasn't a darker line as before, it was fainter, so it's obviously clearing up. It may have cleared up by now, but because Lisa and Dean have got to test tomorrow and the day after, I thought, well, I'll just do one test when they do their day 6 one, and it should be negative. If not, it's my day 10 anyway, so you're allowed to come out of isolation then anyway. So yeah, and they do their day 6, I think it's tomorrow or Sunday. I lose track of the days, don't know where I am. So yeah, it's either one of them at the weekend anyway. So hopefully theirs will be negative and they can come out. If not, they'll probably go through to day 10, which is Tuesday, Wednesday next week, something like that. So then it'll all be done with. But yeah, we're all feeling fine. Everybody's feeling fine. Dean says he's lost his sense of taste and he can't taste his coffee. Now, Dean loves coffee. And this is all he's grieving around. I can't taste my coffee. I said, oh dear. I didn't lose my sense of taste. I did lose my sense of smell for a while, for a couple of days, but it has come back now and I can smell things mildly, not strongly, but that's fine, no problems. So yeah, everyone's okay, and thank you all for asking about us and sending your best wishes and for your prayers, and we really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And also I've got another subscriber or two, so I'd like to thank you for subscribing. I hope you stick with us. We do, well, I'll tell you now what we're going to be doing throughout the year. You've perhaps seen some of my previous videos, but thank you anyway. And for all you existing subscribers, we do truly appreciate you all. It means a lot to us. So anyway, what I was going to talk about was our hopes and plans for 2022. We don't do New Year's resolutions. I don't think I've done a New Year's resolution probably since I was a teenager and never stuck to them. So, and they were the normal things, you know, like your dieting and this, that and the other. And so, yeah, we don't do that. We tend to have plans and ideas that we want to set in motion for the year ahead, things we want to try and achieve and whatnot, and they're very much similar to last year's. I had a look through what I spoke about last year at this time. Some things sort of worked out, some things didn't, and some things we're still striving for. So anyway, I'm going to show you a little booklet first that my daughter-in-law did me for Christmas. It's quite nice, just simple, plain writing booklet. Nothing written in it yet. It's got the Richardson Simple Living, Homeschooling, Homesteading and Home Life, which virtually sums up everything I wanted to film about when we started. So it's a projects and plans. So hopefully over the coming months this gets filled up lovely with all sorts of all sorts of wonderful ideas and things like that. So we'll go through that list actually. Homeschooling. Now, I don't make plans for homeschooling from January. I tend to do that sort of August time because we follow the school holidays. Although Sean is homeschooled, we follow like the school holidays. So she gets a big summer break the end of July to the beginning of September. So that's when we make plans for what we want to do for the school year ahead, and we review how it's gone. I mean, we can see all the time what's happening. Sometimes we tweak things all the year through, but you have to excuse me because I'm slipping off the bed. But yeah, we tend to do the big review of that then. For anybody who's new and just joined us, homeschooling Sian. She's secondary school aged, and so we have been following the Key Stage 3 curriculum. We didn't know when Sian first came out of school whether she'd want to do exams and GCSEs, things like that. So we thought it best to start with the curriculum things, but we didn't do every single thing that's on the national school curriculum. We just picked out things that, well, interested her and things that I felt she would need if she wanted to jump back into the school system. But as time's gone along, we've realised she's not wanting to jump back into the school system, and the chances of her wanting to do GCSEs are very slim. She doesn't really want to do them. But we are still working our way through the Key Stage 3 books. So at any given time, if she changes her mind, she won't be so far out that she can't catch up with school. However, I do think we are coming to the end of the Key Stage 3 books. I've been looking at some GCSE books. I don't know whether we'll get any. I really don't know at this stage. That's something come, you know, the summer. When we break up for summer, we'll think about and discuss and be able to tell you more about then, sort of the beginning of September. But if we don't follow the books, we will go on and do things of interest to Sian, more self-led things. And this is what she seems to want to do. And to be honest, we seem to be going that way as well. She seems to like learning the things that she's interested in. And we find that she learns really well by doing what she's interested in. So that's the way it's gearing to go at the moment. Whether it'll change, we don't know, but we'll do a complete review of that during the summer. So like I say, we don't have plans for homeschooling in January, so we're just going to carry on with the Key Stage 3 books. And for those of you that have just joined us, I don't know if you've joined us just for chats, or you're interested in the homeschooling, or got a child that homeschools, or you're interested in the homesteading, or just, like I say, the home life and the chit chats and daily things. But if you are interested in the homeschooling, we'll show some of the bits as we go along in with our daily life, what she's doing, and so you can see, so you know what we're all up to. So yeah, that's all I can tell you about homeschooling at the moment. We'll just follow that as it progresses, and we'll take it, you know, from when we finish the Key Stage 3 books, where we're going next. Next, homesteading. That's where a lot of our plans lie, in the homesteading range. Last year, I was hoping to breed my Buff Orpingtons. We ended up with one, and it didn't integrate very well with the other girls, and they killed it. Sadly, they pecked it to death and killed it. So I'm thinking, I don't really want to go then. Plus, what we really want is good layers. We want chickens that lay lots of eggs. Buff Orpingtons are pure breed birds, and although they do lay, they don't lay as well as what a hybrid bird would. So I think we're going to stick to hybrid birds. So we've got our eggs. We don't use our chickens for meat, because if they did, Buff Orpingtons would be great meat birds because they're big birds. But we don't use them for meat, not at the moment anyway. I mean, in the past, years ago, when we had ducks, we did use a couple, and we did use them for meat, but we don't anymore. We don't really eat a lot of meat these days. We don't eat a great deal of it, but we'll see how it goes. But eggs is the main thing we want them for. Now, we got a glut of eggs this year, and I was saying about selling them, and they ended up giving them all away, and sometimes I threw some away because I got too many. So really, I must make an effort to sell surplus eggs. And if I can't sell them, then give them to the local food banks or something like that. They must not go to waste. That's one thing I don't want to happen this coming year, is any food go to waste. So yeah, so we're going to stick to the hybrid chickens, and hopefully, you know, get plenty of eggs from them for our own use, and selling primarily if we can, after we've taken what we want. We've also got the golden pheasants, our red golden pheasants. They're beautiful birds. We've got the male and female, as most of you do know. He's such an handsome bird, very friendly. We were going to sell the eggs that they had because they're well sought after, because people love to have them for aviary birds. So we were going to sell the eggs, but she only laid a few because she was young and it's her first year laying. She only laid a few, so I'm hoping she laid a few more this year. I mean, they don't lay a great many all in all. They only lay for a month or two, and you know, perhaps got 28 eggs or so, but she got nowhere near that last year. I think she laid about 5, I think. But I am thinking that we might incubate them, the ones she lays, incubate them ourselves and see if we can get some baby pheasants, and then we can perhaps sell them already done as babies. So we'll see. That's what we're thinking at the moment. Now we've got the 2 Buff Orpington girls still. We want to sell them, really. We want to get rid of them. We've decided not to bother with the Buff Orpingtons. Can you see me all right? And I think the light's flickering a bit. I'm going to try and turn you a bit more, see if we can catch it better. So, yeah, the Buff Orpingtons, we are going to sell the 2 girls we've got. They do lay. They don't lay a great deal because, like I said, they're pure breed and they don't tend to lay a great deal of eggs. So we're hoping to sell them. But at the moment we can't because of the avian flu, and lots of places got restrictions. It's not restricted in our village, but about half a mile up the road, the restrictions start. So it's not the time to be moving birds around. So we'll have to wait till all that's over, and probably springtime when they show signs of laying again. And hopefully if the avian flu has all gone away, we can offer them for sale then. The ducks, we've got ducks. We've got 4 ducks. They are, I forgot what they are, silver bantams. Okay, right, 3 of them are silver bantams. One of them looks like a magpie, but it's a bantam. Now, I can't find anything about magpie bantams. We've had the big magpie ones, full ones, but I can't find anything that says bantam magpies exist, but she definitely looks like one. So, anyway, we've got the 4 girls. They lay well. They lay eggs well. Again, I need to try and sell some of their eggs. I think they are coming into their 3rd year this year. But we have said that once they're done with, once they pass away or whatever, because we tend to keep animals till they pass away. Unless, of course, we're selling them because we've no use for them. But then we'll probably keep the big pen that they're in, then we'll probably put more chickens in there. But that's not for now. They shouldn't be passing away for a while yet. But yeah, again, the duck eggs we're hoping to sell next year, because last year I struggled to even give duck eggs away. So I don't even know if I'd be able to sell them, to be honest. I did struggle with them. It's a bit awkward because you think, oh, I can advertise. You go on places like Facebook and advertise them. And then if a lot of people suddenly want them and you've only got like the 4 ducks and, you know, not enough eggs for everybody, you sort of got to work it on a first come, first served basis. Or see if you can reserve some for the next day. Because obviously I'm not going to get more than 4 a day. And you normally sell them sort of in 6s. So we'll just have to see how that fares out. So yeah, gardening wise, now I garden. If you saw it last year, or if you wasn't with us last year, if you just take a quick look back at some of the videos, some of the gardening collabs, you'll be able to see on them clearly what was what. It was just all garden. We just grew everything alongside each other, and we had some beautiful bumper crops. At one point I felt like I was in the land of the giants, the giant vegetables and just me in it. But then came the butterflies and all of the horrible little caterpillars and they ate everything. They annihilated it. I have never seen such a mass amount of caterpillars. They were all over the path. You were stepping on them. You couldn't get up the path without stepping on them. They were everywhere, and they ate through everything and just annihilated everything. So we managed to salvage a few things that had sort of come on early before the caterpillars took hold, but we lost most of the crops. So this year now, and Dean's outside, I think I've just heard him go out, so I could have had my room. But yeah, I can hear him cutting. He's gone to do some more boxes. We got some wool. Wood's been very difficult to get hold of because it's gone very expensive, as everything has at the moment. But he had got some, so he's making what he can out of what he's got. And we're going to do like raised beds. We're putting cardboard in to suppress the weeds, and then putting compost on top. And that's our own compost that we get from our chickens and ducks and rabbits, because we've also got, well, my daughter Lisa, she's got a rabbit. So we use our own compost and just put it on the top, and then we'll leave it till when we're ready to start planting. I'm hoping by putting them in raised beds, not only can I do smaller amounts of vegetables rather than rows and rows of things, I can do small manageable amounts that's enough for us, and rotate things so that we're growing in season continuously. So we've always got something we can pick no matter what the season is. And also I'm hoping we can manage to keep out caterpillars by doing this. We're talking about making either lids for these raised beds, or bringing up the sides, putting wood up the sides and bringing fine netting around it so that the butterflies can't get through. When we had allotment years ago, we had to grow everything like that in fine mesh, and it was pretty much okay. We didn't really lose much at all. So this is what we're thinking. It'll make it a lot easier for us to manage like that. So we'll see by the end of summer whether I'm, you know, survived with fruit and veg. My fruit's okay, it's the vegetables. Whether the vegetables have survived or not, we'll see. Time will tell. But that's what we're working on in the garden at the moment, is doing these raised beds and getting them done ready for the planting season. We have fruit that's on the front, fruit trees, plums, apples, pears. We've also got strawberries out the back. We've got little blackberry bushes. That's never really done enough to get a lot of blackberries for anything. So we've moved them around this year. They were in pots, so we put them in some bedding in like a raised bed area, and hopefully over the years they'll grow and grow, get better. I've also put rhubarb in there last year, and we got a Timperley variety, which is an early one that grows. You can pick it from February, but there's no sign of it, so I don't know if they've died off and I've lost them. I don't know. But there's 3 different sorts, and they sort of come on at various points of the year. So all I can do is wait and see what happens through the year, if any have survived. I really don't know. I keep trying to grow rhubarb and it keeps dying off. And yet once upon a time I had rhubarb coming out my ears. I couldn't, you know, get rid of it. I had so much of it. It grew everywhere. But I can't seem to get it started again now. So yeah, that's all the plans for the vegetables and the animals. Trying to think if we've got any more plans. You see, I want to also learn about preserving food better this year as well. I'll show you what, if I can lift it up, what my daughter bought me for Christmas. I wanted a hydrator, so she's just got me a nice little one, look. She doesn't take up too much room. It's like a small round one, so I can practice and see how it goes, because I want to learn to preserve food. I mean, I preserve it in the sense of like I can make jams, chutneys, pickles, and freeze a lot of vegetables, which I hope I won't have so much need for if I'm growing smaller and continuous and in season. But I want to try and sort of hydrate food, dehydrate it, not hydrate it, dehydrate it. Things like strawberries and apples, and could eat them as snacks and store them in jars. I want to have more food in. I want to sort of store up more food, because they keep talking about things getting more expensive, and then they say, oh, you can't get this in the shop and you can't get that in the shop, and I'm thinking, self-sufficiency, as far as I can be self-sufficient, that is the key to it, because the more I can grow, the more we'll have and the less we'll have to worry. That's the idea anyway, because you don't know what's going to come next. You just don't know what's around the corner. I mean, I don't want to spell doom and gloom, but who could have thought all the things that have happened recently would have happened over this last couple of years? I wouldn't have thought it, just going about normally, you know, and you just don't think of things hitting you so quick. You always think you've got time to prepare if a disaster's going to come. So I think now's the time to try and get everything I need and store things and grow things, and, you know, and I want to show you what I'm doing, and we can all do it, you know, we can all do that sort of thing. So yeah, that's my homesteading bit. You'll see that as we go along. Last year we did a garden collaboration, took part in garden collaboration at the end of every month. It ran from the end of March, I think it was, till the end of October. That was hosted by Victoria from Home Educating the Mad Lads. She's hoping we'll do it again this year, so that's a good time to sort of show you what's going on out there, and I'll pop out and do other things, because I also want to tie it in with Sean's homeschooling. I want her to spend time in the garden. I want her to learn to grow things, to save seeds, and, you know, to do food and safe food, you know. So you've always got a way of feeding herself, so she knows. I want her to learn. I think it's good for her to learn gardening. I mean, I see they talk about schools saying, oh, they want to bring gardening back in as subjects at schools. And I think it's a good idea to do things like that. They seem to have gone away from all of the mainstream things that actually made children into adults and taught them, you know, what they needed to know, life skills and things like that. They don't seem to do any of that anymore. So I want to get her off her computers, and I want to get her out there in the garden, and I want to teach her, you know, how to grow food, how to grow from a tiny seed and put food in her belly. And hopefully years to come she'll be putting food in the belly of her children and teaching them in their children as well. So hopefully that's what we'll do. The next thing obviously is home life. We do home life. Well, home life can cover anything, can't it? It can cover anything from a disaster, or it can cover something great's going to happen, or just a day in the life, or maybe we're going out somewhere and we'll take you with us and show you where we've gone, and just chatting over a cup of coffee, anything like that. Home life can be anything at all. So I'm going to put some more home life videos in. Also, home life covers, like we want to think about Dean retiring. We need to cut down his work because, well, he gets arthritis in his knees. He suffers very bad arthritis. And what he used to do in a day is now taking 2 days. So really we need to sort of half what he's doing for now, so that it's not taking him more time to do, if you know what I mean. Since it's taking him longer, if we lessen what he's doing, he's not going to take any longer doing it, because it's no good for his legs. It's no good at all. And he's starting suffering his elbows now. And he's a window cleaner, so you can imagine those joints are really taking a hammering. So the idea was, yeah, that we can try and wind him down to retirement. I've got a plan. Obviously, we're going to need to make more money until all my food cupboards are well stocked up, that I can cut down on other bills. Then we need to make money that we need. I feel all skew with because I'm sat sideways. I feel like I'm going sideways. Sorry. But yeah, we do need to replace his income as much as we can of it. So what I want to do, what I was thinking of doing, because I've always sold things, I've always had an eBay account, because our house is full of clutter. I go around our house and I find things all the time that I can sell. And believe me, I can take things out, sell lots of things, and you wouldn't know where they came from. and you'd look around and think, oh, all that clutter, and you could do it all again. We seem to accumulate so many things. So for years I've had an eBay account where I've been selling things. So I'm thinking, well, maybe we could do reselling on more of a professional line, more as a career rather than just my stuff. Obviously I still want to sell my stuff, or I'll be buried in it. But you know, like maybe I could buy and sell on, that sort of thing. So I'm looking into that at the moment, doing things like that. If we get that up and running, I'll tell you all about that, and I'll perhaps even link it to my channel, and you can look around my eBay shop. But that's in the thought process at the moment, and what we would sell. We've got lots of things still we want to sell of our own, so that's a start. But obviously that's not like a business, that's not replacing as business work, because it's your own things. If we start buying things in with the intention of selling, then that becomes a business, and that's when we can start looking at it like that and seeing whether that can actually replace some of what Dean's doing, because it'd be far better for him if we could do that together. So, and then that can vary then, you know, on what we can do here. I mean, we hope we can sell some eggs, sell some vegetables, things like that, but that's not going to make you enough income to live on. It'll certainly pay for feed and seed and things like that. So yeah, another thing I was going to talk about as well, I'm not sure if you count it as home life, but I've been asked about, do I have an address where people could send things to us? We don't have an address, unfortunately, to send things to. But what I do have is an eBay account. eBay account, just on about that. It's made me say it again. A PayPal account. Now, I may at some point link that on, so if people did want us to have something, then, you know, you could put the money in and a letter to it, what you want us to buy with it. Could be just a cup of coffee. I don't know what people have had in mind wanting to send to us when they've asked me. So I was thinking I might do that because, well, I felt like I was a bit disappointed people and say, oh no, I haven't got nothing like that, you know. And it feels like I'm saying, oh no, I don't want you to send me nothing. But that's not true. That's not true at all. I mean, it's not true whatsoever. It's just that we haven't got an email. I keep saying email. An address where you can send things to. So yeah, at some point I might think about putting my PayPal on, and then, you know, you could sort of send something that way. I know some people link Amazon accounts as well. I do have Amazon, and I do buy seeds and things in there, and some people link Amazon accounts, so you could buy something from there, but I don't know enough about that to do that. I mean, I'm not very technical as it is, so that's something else to learn this year, try and be a bit more technical. But yeah, if I do link these things in, I will let you know about them, and I'll keep you updated what we're doing, like business-wise, whether we do set up an eBay business or what we'll do. Obviously, that's all part of home life, what we'll do for that. So they're the things this year that we're thinking of. I want to go out and about a bit more. Everybody seems to want to travel this year, but I don't particularly want to travel loads and lots. I do suffer anxiety, so sometimes when it comes over me, it's hard to go out the door, never mind travel anywhere. I do struggle really bad with it. That's why I love sitting here and talking to you all, and, you know, it makes me feel better. And yeah, it can be a bit of a problem. I won't go out on my own. I never ever go out on my own. There's even certain shops I won't go in. The shops I do go in, shops I won't entertain going in. I don't know why, it's just how it is. Just it's anxiety. it's hard to explain anxiety unless you've suffered it yourself. So I do want to go out more, but it does take me a lot of planning. I like going out when we go out with my son and his wife, and when he goes to film different places for his History Channel, we go together sometimes, and I enjoy doing that. That's really good, and I feel okay doing that. So some things I can do and some things I can't do, and you know what, you can't do one day, you might be able to do the next day. You just don't know. That's anxiety, that's how it gets you. So yeah, I'm hoping to take you out and about a bit this year. Day trips, or if we go on the holidays and things like that. Take you and show you things, and especially from an educational point of view as well, because you know, with home educating, what's good, and also from point of view of interest of you visiting and that. And if I go out and about with my son, obviously I'll let you know that if you want it more for the history, then you can pop to his channel to watch that. So I'll let you know, you know, if we're out with him and you want to know more about it, because I just chat as I go along really, and brief history, it is very brief, because you know, I just look at the place we're going, might know a little bit about it or the family and tell you that, but and what it's good for education. So yeah, so I'm hoping to do a few more days out this year. So that's it really. I think I bored you long enough. But thank you for watching anyway, and we'll come back now on Tuesday. Don't know what we'll talk about on Tuesday. Could be homeschooling, homesteading, home life, bit of mixture of everything, just a general chit chat, you know. It could be anything. Something else I'm going to try and do as well is a few hauls, just to show you what about, especially if I get some things for eBay, I'll do some hauls there and show you what sort of things we're doing. And also like hauls, because I'm always going to B&M. I can go to B&M. I do like going there, and Poundland. I'm all right going to them places. And I don't know why, but I can go. But only in the place that I go. I couldn't go into another town and do it. Only in the places I go. So yeah, I might show you some hauls that we get, things I buy from there, what's in there, and moan about the price as they keep going up. So yeah, we'll come to you on Tuesday and we'll let you know what's happening, give you an update on everything that's happening here, and we'll have a chat about something. So until Tuesday, have a good weekend everybody, and take care of yourselves. Bye.